we've seen the continuous surge of new updates. Nations on lockdown, travel restrictions, reported cases and deaths, and global economic reports. The occurrence of COVID-19 has become the primary concern of the entire world, causing numerous individuals to fear the unknown. It's all very turbulent.
Where do you find hope, serenity, happiness, and resilience when things feel out of your hands?
24 million Yemenis rely on support from various organizations to survive, half of whom are malnourished. Millions need food and medical care, which is why Yemen has been declared the world's worst humanitarian crisis.
For a fortnight, India has had over 300,000 COVID-19 cases. Approximately 17% of patients hospitalized with COVID-19 symptoms require medical oxygen, according to government data released on May 8. This is more than 3 times the first wave's need for oxygen.
Hunger and poverty.
Blacks, far more than whites, say black people are treated unfairly across different realms of life.
Sir, where are you from?
From Africa.
Oh no. Next patient, please.
From dealing with the police to applying for a loan or mortgage. And for many blacks, racial equality remains an elusive goal.
Racism and physical attacks against Asians and people of Asian descent have spread with the COVID-19 pandemic, says John Sifton. Because this highly fatal virus originated in China, a country belonging to Asia, people began to become xenophobic with the Chinese and Asians in general, and thus began the inflation of discrimination cases.
Racism and discrimination.
At least 67 million domestic workers exist globally. Most of them are women from poor or economically disadvantaged backgrounds. Owing to a lack of work at home, every year about 1/5 of all domestic workers migrated abroad, particularly to the Gulf
We want to go
region.
home.
In fact, the Afghan war has never been worse, with the Taliban in control of Kabul. Afghanistan's humanitarian crisis worsened. Many have fled their homes, trying to escape to other countries to avoid the abuse.
Violence and terrorism.
Exhausted nurses in the Philippines are struggling to take care of our patients, as colleagues contract COVID-19 or quit a profession that was dangerously understaffed even before the pandemic. The country is enduring a record rise in infections fueled by the Delta variant, with the health department reporting a nursing shortfall of more than 100,000, forcing those left to work long hours for little pay on often precarious short-term contracts.
Tired frontliners and dying patients.
After all the darkness that exists within this tunnel, we can always pass through it and see the light at the end.
International organizations took note of the situation in Yemen and organized programs and projects to combat the famine. Emergency shelters were built, clean water and food parcels were distributed, and healthcare projects and programs were implemented across Yemen. In recent years, India, a global supplier of vaccines and medicines, has relied on assistance from over 40 countries, rich and poor. We know that no matter how good your grades or how high your income, you may still be seen and sorted primarily by your skin color, your accent, the texture of your hair, by people who refuse to see your humanity. Yet, we people who knows how to love others, can show compassion to our fellow Blacks and Asian citizens. Travel restrictions were lifted and foreign policymakers can propose new forms of domestic work better suited to protecting workers' livelihoods. Housekeeping without live-in arrangements is one option. The United Nations and many other private and public organizations worldwide have organized health and feeding programs for refugees, as well as tents and emergency shelters for those displaced. Filipino nurses are exhausted and despondent as a new coronavirus infection outbreak surpasses the previous year's peak single-day case reports. However, we can lift their spirits and instill motivation in them through simple actions and expressions of gratitude such as this.
God is a refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble.
Therefore we will not fear, though the earth gives way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea.
Though its waters roars and foam and the mountain quakes with their surging.
There is a river whose streams make the city of God, the holy place where the Most High dwells.
God is within her. She will not fall. God will help her at break of day.
Nations are in uproar, kingdoms fall. He lifts his voice, the earth melts.
The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress.